I'm Shanna. Today I'm going to show you how to make a Dollar Tree witch wreath. So the first thing you'll need is one of these witch hats. You can either take off all the mesh, or I'm going to choose to leave it on to kind of fill in behind the mesh I'm going to put over the top. And I've chosen this black with the purple spider webs. So the first thing you're going to do, you need a glue gun for this. So I'm going to fold it in half and then fold it again. And then I'm going to tack it on the back of the hat with the glue gun. I might move a little to the edge just so it'll cover up the mesh frame. Oh, and I should have got my glue fingers to protect my myself from the hot glue. All right, I think that's good enough. And then I'm just gonna take it and start wrapping it around the hat. Try to kind of fold it as I go. And you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. Once it's all together, it'll look great and nobody will know if it's not folded quite right. I'm gonna try to leave this out just because I'm not sure if I'm gonna use that to hang it when I get done or not. And as you go, just try to cover up the mesh if you decide to keep the black mesh on. Or garland, I think it's called garland. All right. And just keep wrapping. And I'm just trying to overlap the last layer by just a little bit so that none of the black garland sticks out. And I should have mentioned, I just got this at Dollar Tree also. You get a little roll and they had a bunch of different kinds. I've already cut mine for today, but I got one roll of the purple mesh and one roll of the orange mesh. And then I picked up some ribbon, also at Dollar Tree. I got the black ribbon with gold pumpkins, and then I got an orange ribbon with black glitter pumpkins. And then the other thing that you'll need is a bag of pipe cleaners. Ideally they would be black just because, you know, the hat's black, but I think this will work because we're just going to twist it in the middle and attach it, so I don't think you'll see it. But you take these and cut them in half, and then we're going to use those to attach our sections of ribbon to the mesh frame. All right, and I'm going to hurry up here and finish wrapping the hat. And I think that I may end up being just a little bit short on my purple mesh, but as long as I get the frame covered about to here, that should be fine, because we're going to put all the colored curls on the end and you won't see the bottom. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna tuck this in the back for now, just in case when I put my curls on, I don't cover that up, and that way I can kind of readjust it, and then I can cut it off once I get the first one. So here's the top of the hat, and I think it looks pretty good so far. And then, like I said, I still left the hanger so that I could hang it like that if I want to. All right, and then the next thing you want to do is you want to pre-cut your purple and orange garland to 8 inches. And I just used a cutting board and cutting mat and a rotary cutter. And then, you know, just a little ruler, or you could do it by hand. It's, you know, not very wide across, so cutting it by hand is fine. And then on the ribbons, you want to cut those to 9 inches. And then we're gonna make dovetail ends. so that it looks pretty, like these. So all I'm gonna do is fold it in half and then cut diagonally again. And now you get your dovetails. And then just do that on the other end. And cut it whatever angle you want to cut at. You could also do this with a rotary cutter on the cutting mat. And so then you get dovetails on both ends. And then what we're gonna do is take the pipe cleaner and you take a roll of the purple, and I'm gonna bring you in closer so that you can see what I'm doing here. Okay, so you're gonna take one of the purple rolls, and it naturally wants to curl this way, so you just go with that and move all this stuff out of the way. You're gonna roll it a little smaller than the curl wants to go. And then you're gonna hold that with your fingers and get an orange one and do the same thing. Roll it. And you can make them however big or small you want. They just look better curled, a little smaller. And then we're gonna take the orange ribbon, and you just wanna pinch it in the middle here and then put it across. And then I'm going to do the same with the black. Pinch it in the middle. Then you kind of need to decide if you want it in the front or the back. It doesn't really matter. They'll show through either way. So you can do this and then wrap one of your pipe cleaners that you cut in half around the middle and fold up. And see, that's what we end up with. So I think that looks pretty good. And then while you're holding it, you want to fold it in half and just do a couple of twists to hold it in place. And then you still want a tail so we can attach it to the frame when we get done. All right, and I'll do that one more time, a couple more times maybe. So we roll it again. And then get an orange one. Cross them. And then I haven't cut my ribbon. I didn't pre-cut it so well. So we'll do that right now. Just fold it in half. And then we're going to cut on the diagonal. And then do it on the other end. And cut on the diagonal. And then pinch it in the middle. And I think this time I'm going to put it on the back since we did the front the first time. And then I'll cut it black really quick. 9 inches. And then we're going to fold that one. And make sure that when you cut from the outside corner to the middle. Mine's wired, so that kind of helps me to remember where to cut to. Missed that piece. Okay, and I like to keep a little bowl here just so I can throw my scraps into it, so I don't have to keep bending down to throw stuff in the trash or run over to the trash can. All right, and then we're gonna pinch this one in the middle and cross it. And then we're going to take another one of the pipe cleaners, put it across the middle, bend these up so that they're about even length on both sides. And then take the pipe cleaner and twist it a couple of times. And then we'll be ready to attach it to our wreath. And here's what a couple of them together look like. And I think that will be super cute. You can kind of fluff them once you get them on the wreath so that you can see all the ribbons. All right, and then here in a minute, I will show you how we're going to attach it to the wreath. All right, so I forgot to mention, I'm also going to add some of this green corded mesh to the wreath. So I'll show you. If you cut about 13 inch pieces, that will be about enough to wrap it around and attach it to the sections. So I'm going to roll one more. And I've gone ahead and cut all the black down, which one roll gave me, I think 13 pieces of ribbon, and we're gonna need about 12 for the bottom of the hat. So one roll will get you what you need to do a wreath. If you want it super full, then buy an extra roll of ribbon. Okay. That, and then we're going to pinch this in the middle and put it on the top, and then need to cut this orange one. And cut the other end. And then pinch that one. And my ribbon is wired, so I think it's giving me a little bit of trouble about pinching, but you can just fan it out. Put that on the back, and this one on the front. And then the way that I do the cording is I wrap it so it sort of makes a bow. And I want it to cross in the middle, so that way it'll hold it down. So you just do a bow shape and cross them in the back. And then when I go to attach them to the section, I will spread these apart. That way it kind of crosses against itself, and then the pipe cleaner will grab it. Those aren't exactly even. And then this just goes on top. And you can put it anywhere, but it ends up being a little bit shorter since we made the bow out of it. And then you just do the same way, put the pipe cleaner across the middle, pinch those up, and then squeeze and twist. And I think this gives you 36 feet. So you'll have plenty to do another project with, which I actually have a project coming up where I'm going to incorporate the green corded mesh in. All right, and then the last thing that you're going to need for this project is these witch legs. And I got them at Dollar Tree also. They come on like a ring to attach to your door, I think. I just cut them off of the ring, and then I used some of this polyfill and a pencil, and just kind of shoved it down in there until I thought it was full enough. And so then at the end, I left a little bit of space so that way I can attach it to the back of the wreath with like hot glue. And actually, probably the best idea is to glue the pipe cleaner to the end, and then you can roll it around a couple of times, and then you can just attach it to the wreath the same way we're going to do the sections. And that way, you know it's secure. So I'm going to move that aside. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and make up all these sections, and then I'll come back and show you how to attach it and finish it up. Okay, so I've gone ahead and put the pipe cleaner on the legs, and you just want to pay attention. See, on the back is where they sewed it, so that doesn't look as nice, and they go in different directions. So I went ahead and put hot glue inside the leg, and then glued the pipe cleaner. And then all you need to do is roll it down a couple of times, and then glue it again. and that way it's secure and the stuffing will stay in, and then we'll be able to attach it to our wreath that way. And I use these finger protectors. I found those at Dollar Tree too, and they're really good for when you're using hot glue so you don't burn yourself. So I'm just gonna tack this down. And then I'm gonna put something heavy on top of it. That way it can set and I don't have to hold it. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we have the wreath. I went ahead and cut off the back, and I also tacked on each of the layers with a little bit of glue, just so it's a little more stable, because this is something you're gonna wanna use every year, and you don't want it to come undone, because then, you know, that would be sad next year when you pull it out and it's messed up. So we have this, and then I think that 11 of the bunches will be enough to cover the bottom and make it full. So I've pulled out the one that we were going to use on the bottom of the hat, and then I've made a separate one with the fabric from the hat, the top of the hat, and the green and the purple and the orange. And I could have included another bow, but I had run out, so I think this will be good and it'll make it full. So I had tried to put them together by like taking this apart and then wrapping everything, but it was coming apart in my hands. So the easiest way, I think, is just to make the separate sections and attach the one pipe cleaner over the top of the other, and you can twist it, you know, so that it kind of fills in all the different spots. That way you have a nice full bow at the top. And then of course you can always, you know, fluff it out after you attach it. And so I'm gonna kind of fold this. And since this one actually will lay a bit flatter, you could go ahead and include some kind of Halloween spider or bat or something in the center, if you can find like a little one to go on top. And I'm just gonna fan it out a little bit, make it kind of more even. All right, and then that will attach here however you think looks best. So it'll be on the end. And I think that I can maybe fit this through. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap it over the end, and I'm gonna attach it with hot glue, and then just wrap that pipe cleaner around just to secure it. Extra security, right? And I'm gonna use my hot finger so that I don't burn my finger, because I've done that a lot today. And then I can twist these on the back. And then I could even hot glue that in if I wanted to make sure that they don't come undone. But I think just tucking the ends in will be good enough. And then, you know, just kind of looks like that. And then I can tuck these pipe cleaner ends down too, just so you don't see it. All right, and so there's the bow on the top, and then we can still have the hanger if we want to hang it that way. All right, we're getting there. Okay, and then the next step, last step, is, well, second to last step because we still have the legs. You want to take the little sections that you made, and since this is still mesh, we don't need to hot glue it. You could if you wanted to, just to make sure that it stays on there every year. And then I think probably one on top and one on bottom will make it look best and the fullest. So you just stick it through the frame. Thought I'd bring you in a little closer so you can see what I'm doing. So I just put it towards the top of this part of the frame. And stick it in there like that, and then flip it to the back, and then just twist the pipe cleaner, make sure it's good and secure, and nobody's going to see this part, so you can just kind of tuck it down in there. And then I'm going to take the next one and put it on the bottom part of the frame and kind of nestle them in together, and then again flip that, And as you put them on, you can, rearrange them and see where it looks the best. The other option would be to start in the center and move outward, and then you can tell where you need to put your sections. But so there you go. I'll go ahead and put them all on, and then I'll show you at the end what it looks like when we attach the legs to it. So there you go. I went ahead and attached the legs, and I ended up wrapping the pipe cleaner around the last horizontal bar on the frame, and I just kind of wrapped it across the bar to hold it on. And this took 11, and I kind of like moved stuff around after I had it in, like just kind of with my hands, and fluffed up the ribbons, and I think it turned out great. I hope you have a lot of fun making yours. Thanks for watching.